let's say someone's watching this episode now. What is this? What can they expect if you're? I don't know, but let's say you've got some fleet in one of the in US or Canada, and you're looking. What is this sort of expectation that they should have coming in from that initial conversation that they're going to have with you?
When you think about wanting to electrify, like everyone's for cleaner technology, obviously.
Right.
But you have to think about the performance and the economics. Those are the other 2 points that when you talk about, real sustainability that have to be brought up. So in the case of people with large fleets, the economics can be there, right? Because they have existing equipment. You don't want to necessarily buy a brand new EV because you have working equipment.
Right.
And so swapping out that existing powertrain to electric,
yeah.
And in the case of the Jaspon group, I think it was something like a 2-year return on investment, which is incredible. So
wow.
for fleets to have, say, a 2 to 3 year ROI, the economics are there. And then the performance aspect, you've got to make sure that it's designed to fit the duty cycle of what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
And so most fleets, their equipment is doing the same thing in different locations.
Yeah.
And so to partner with a Zero Nox, we can design a powertrain that fits their precise needs. So
right.
it makes sense from cleaner, higher performing, cost effective. And that's why a fleet's going to do it. It has to make sense in all 3 categories.
Right. Is it, when you're talking, what is an example of a company, not the specific company, of course, but a company that, why do they say no? If they are saying no, or why do they delay it? Is it, if all those line up, are most of them going, or is there still just because it's new, do you still sort of run into that where they're trying to figure out, even if the ROI is there on paper, just sort of that real world application, for a company that's got a large fleet, it's just a huge undertaking, I guess. Is that a roadblock of just the pure undertaking that they'd have to do?
I don't know that the undertaking itself is the roadblock. I do think is this the right time? Because we see how quickly innovation's happening.
Right.
So they want to make sure that they don't get something and it gets left behind, next
right.
year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that aspect to it. There's are we actually capable of supporting this in the back end? I mean, that's a real worry for a fleet or a manufacturer. Everyone has mechanics that fix a problem by turning a wrench, and then all of a sudden you introduce electric powertrain and it's 80% software issues. It's just a different animal, and so there is anxiety around that.
Right.
So I think that's more where the anxiety is. I think everyone knows it's going to happen. Then there's are we going to do this internally? Are we going to try and bring in the expertise internally, or are we going to try and partner with like a Zero Nox to make it happen? It's hard to do it internally because most of their engineering is built around mechanical engineering.
Right.
EVs are that combination of hardware and software, right?
Yeah, right.
Most manufacturers just don't have that in house, and so it's a tall order to try and make it happen that way, which is why we feel like we're in a great position to be their partner.